The Obamacare tax will be an incredible burden on young people. That's what we'll talk about today. Yesterday, if you missed the video, I talked about how the Obamacare rationing of medical care really amounts to euthanasia. It's a death sentence for anybody in their late 70s and early 80s or onward. So please watch that video if you didn't get a chance to. It's very important that we understand it and we spread the word. But the other part of Obamacare is how it affects young people. You take people who are maybe 25 years old, single or married. If they have children, their children are already covered in health insurance by the CHIP program, Child Health Insurance Program, that Bill Clinton got passed and I worked on with him. The issue is now the adults, the 25-year-old adults. Now, if they're poor, they're covered by Medicaid. But if they're just above poverty, so they're employed, they're just beginning to get their act together, trying to buy a house, trying to afford to have children, trying to get married, trying to pay off their student loans, trying to buy a house, all of those things that young people have to focus on. All of a sudden, they get hit with this gigantic burden of a tax or mandatory insurance premium payment for insurance they neither want nor need. Now, what all these kids need is they need catastrophic insurance to protect them in case they get cancer or get hit by a bus or discover a congenital defect that haunts them in their midlife. And for that, it's very cheap. It doesn't cost much at all because very few 25-year-olds get that sick. But instead, Obama wants to require them to get soup to nuts insurance, the whole spectrum of everything that everybody could possibly need. And he wants them to pay 5 to 7% of their income to pay for it. 5 to 7%. That means basically a little less than 1 month's income to pay for a health insurance policy they don't want. And if they don't pay for it, they have to pay a tax of 2.5% of their income. So let's say you're making $30,000 a year. You're not eligible for Medicaid. If you don't buy insurance and spend $2,000 on the premium, you're going to have to spend at least $1,000 as a tax to avoid paying because you didn't buy insurance. I'm sorry, you know, I really have to reconsider this video. Maybe I should cut it again. I used the word tax. It's obviously not a tax. Oh, but it's a fine, it's a penalty, it's a payment in lieu of insurance. You know, Obama promised not to raise taxes on anyone making less than $250,000, so obviously this can't be a tax, but it will feel like a tax, and it is a tax. And the Supreme Court held that it's a tax. And it's a tax that hits young people and poor people when they can least afford to do it. Now, there are other taxes in this bill. One of them is a tax on sick people. I'm not making that up. It taxes sick people. Right now, if you're sick or you get medical care that exceeds 7% of your income, you can deduct it. This raises that threshold to 10% of your income. So it means that sick people have to pay more in taxes. Brilliant. There's another one that's a tax on medical devices. It taxes your hearing aid, your prosthetic limbs, your knee replacement, your pacemaker, all kinds of medical devices. And with a sales tax, raises the price of them. This is all outrageous. And these are all hidden taxes embedded in Obamacare. The total cost of Obamacare, which is going to be close to $2 trillion over 10 years, and probably much higher than that, the Wall Street Journal found that 75% of the cost will be paid by people who make less than $120,000 a year. That's not what Obama promised in his campaign. And let's remember, the only way to repeal Obamacare is to repeal Obama. Let's get to work.